So, okay, good afternoon to everyone. Now, today we will see about the programming of the n-queens problem. So in the class, I have already discussed about the n-queens problem, that if there will be the chessboard present and in this n-queen problem, what there will be like this, a chessboard will be present and we have to, what, one by one, we have to place the queen. So like this, a chessboard will be present. Let's say this is the chessboard, and in this chessboard, what we will do, in this chessboard, we will place the queen. So we have to place the queen in such a way. We have to place the queen in such a way that the two queens didn't attack to each other. That means this two queen will what? This two queen will not attack to each other. We have seen that in the theory, that we have to place the first queen in the first row, second queen in the second row, third queen in the third row, and the fourth queen in the fourth row. So like this, we have to place the queen. Now, there are some bounding conditions present for attacking the queen. There are some bounding conditions present. That means the queen should not be in the same column, or the queen shouldn't be in the same row, or the queen will not be on the what? On the same diagonal present. So like this, we have to place what? We have to place the queen in such a way. We have to place the queen in such a way that the two queen will not attack to each other. So what we'll do, in the first row, we'll place a queen. Let's say there are the two solutions we have seen for the our n queens problem. If we take the four queens, there are two solutions present. That means first, if we place the first queen in this place and the second queen is placed on this place and the third queen is placed in this place and the fourth queen is placed on the fourth queen is placed on this place. So that means what? Here you see that all the queens, these are the queens. So all the queens are present in such a position that they do not attack to each other. So they will not attack to each other. The queens will not attack to each other because this is the second. If you see here, there is no queen present in the same column, and in the same row, there is also no queen present. And in the same diagonal also, there is no queen present. So that means like this is one solution. So that means if we place the queen in the first queen in the second position, then the second queen on the fourth column, second queen on the fourth column, third queen on the first column, third queen on the first column, and fourth queen in the third column. This is a solution. This is one type of a solution. And another solution is if we place the first queen in the third position, then second queen on the first position, then third queen on the fourth position, and fourth queen, third queen on the fourth column, and the fourth queen on the second column. Then this is also a solution. We have seen that these are the two solutions, that if we follow these solutions in the chessboard, that then no two queens will attack to each other. So now we will see how the programming should be done for this n-queen problems, how the programming should be done. So let's start the programming concept. So for programming purpose, what we will do, so for programming, first we will use the header file. So normal header file we have used stdio.h, and then the header file, and we will use another header file, that is hash include math.h. Now everyone know that why this header file is used. Math.h header file is used for what? You know that what math.h, why math.h header file is used? Because I want some mathematical functions. So that's why I have used this math.h header file, because in this program there will be some mathematical terms. So for this mathematical expression, I have used this header file hash include math.h. Okay. So after that, directly we will do what? Directly we will use one array. Let's say this is A30, this is an array, and another is for count. Let's say I have used this two, a array and the count, int A30 and count equal to 0. Now what is this? Why I have used this? This A30, let's say I have marked this, that A30, for your information, A30 is matrix which stores, let's say, which stores where the queen is to be placed, where the queen is to be placed on particular row. Let's say I have this done, that A30 is the matrix I have used, and this is what A30 matrix will store. What will store? Where the queen is to be placed. Where this is like, this we are considering that the matrix or the chessboard. Main thing is the chessboard, that where that the queen is to be placed. Now the queen is to be placed on the particular row. So for this, we have taken this array, and the array size is 30. We have taken, we have taken this. Now, one thing I will also mention here for your purpose, that here, let's say, I will write another statement for you. That is, now in this matrix, what the row that is present will define the index which will there present, this index will define the row. The row will be defined by the index, and column, and the column which will be present will be determine the value. In this array, what are the values present? These values will determine the column, and the index like A0, A1, A2, A3, like this index will be defined for the row. And like in the A0, the value is stored, that value will be the column. Okay, so that is basically I want to say that I equal to what? Row, because index is the row, and AI. This is the general format for a matrix. Sorry, this is the general format for an array. So in this index is the row, and AI total, this is the column. Okay. So now we will do what? We will first write the main function. We already know that first we have to write the main function. So let's say we used int main. Okay. So after that, what we will do? We will use a variable int n, and we use the statement printf enter the, let's say we write the statement enter the number of queens. Enter the number of queens. Let's say we have done this. So that means n is what? The number of queens. N is the number of queens. So this is we are doing through user input. We will receive the, that's why we will use the scanf function. So person ampersand n. So that means what? Scanf %d ampersand n. So that means we are taking this value through user input. We are taking this value through user input. Now we are using a function name, let's say queen. So these functions will do what? These functions will take the number of queen. This function purpose is it will take the number of queens, and what it will do, that it will place the queen in the order wise. So this function I have taken for this named queen. So that means this function is defined inside the what? This function is called inside the main. So this function should be defined. So we will do that. But first we complete the main functions first. So that means after this function is called, the position will be, all the operations will be performed, and the queen will be placed. And we will, after that, what we will do? We will print that, or number of count. That means number of count is needed. Number of solutions or number of ways. Like we have seen that if we place the 4 queens, that the solution is 2 solutions. So like this, the number of solutions. The count will, what count will print? Count will print the number of solutions present. So after that, we are doing /n, then total, let's say total solution is equal to %d, the total solution, and comma count. So this is the total solution, and the number of counts means number of solution is present. So we will use the main function. That's why we will return 0. So that means what? Now our main function is complete. In the main function, what it is taken, the number of queens are taken. Then we pass this number of queens in a function named queen. And in this functions, the queen, these functions will do what? These functions will take the number of queens and place the queen in the order wise in the chessboard. And after that, how many solution is present? We will see that. That's why we use this printf function, printf count. It will print what? It will print the number of solution present. So we have done that, but this is what the function is called inside the main. So that means what? If the function is called, that means this functions should be what? This function should be has a definition. Every function that is called inside the main, this functions should be a function definition present. That means we will what? Outside the main, we will define the functions. So let's do this, defining the functions. Now this is queen. So that means what? The function name will be void queen. This is the function definition. And it is taking what? N. So that means int n. Now, what we will do? We are using int k equal to 1. Let's say int k equal to 1. I will define that. One by one, I will define that. First, I will write the code and then I will define it. That what purpose is we are doing that. Ak equal to 0. Then while k not equal to 0, then we will go inside the bracket and k equal to plus. Another while function will be used. So, okay. Now, first you see, we have used the function void queen. That means this function is used. This function is defined here, queen, and it is taking what number of queens in 10. Now we have declared int k equal to 1. You see, we have declared int k equal to 1. K is what? K is the queen number. K is what? K is the queen number. So k equal to 1 means what? K equal to 1 means we are talking about the first queen. We are talking about the first queen. So let use for you that k is the queen. K is the queen number and k equal to 1 we are using here. So k equal to 1 means we are talking about the first queen, about the first queen. So that means k equal to 1, we are taking it as a first queen. Now a k equal to 0. Now if you see, I have mentioned a k equal to means what? I have already defined here. You see that ai means what? Column, and only the index will be the row. Here what we are doing, ak, that means what? We are saying that the ak equal to 0. That means what? That means we are storing and k equal to 1. So that means what? First queen we are checking and storing the first queen, but as a variable from 0 position we start. So we will check, as previously we have defined that we are from 0th column. That is what? It is from 0th column, because ai is what? That is column. So that means what? ak, this will mention what? This will mention that 0th column. This will mention that 0th column. Now k equal to 1. K equal to 1 means first queen. We are storing the first queen in the 0th column. Let's say because first there is no value present, so that's why we assigned it as 0. So that means what? We are saying that the first queen is present in the now, because we didn't do any changes right now here. So that means we are defined it or assigned it as 0. So let's say this is what we are storing the first queen, storing the first queen in 0th column. We are assigning that, but it is not that. We are only assigned it. So that means while k not equal to 0, yes, k is not equal to 0, because k value is what? K value is 1, because we are taking the first queen. So that means what? K not equal to 0. So it will go inside the loop. It will go inside the loop. Now we are talking about the first queen. So ak equal to ak plus 0. That means what? Ak is value of ak is what? 0. So 0 plus 1, that became 1. So now we will check what? That the first queen, can the first queen we place in the first position? Can the first queen can be placed in the first position? So we will check that. How we will check that? This will check that ak, that means what? First our ak is what? First row is less than equal to n. Yes, less than equal to n, and we can place it. So this is what? This will be place it on the k position. Now k position is what? K position means place 1, so that we can place it here. Now here you see we have used another function, place. So that means what? That means we have to declare also this function, because it is what? It is called inside the void queen function. So that means this function should also be what? This function should also be declared. So let's say before that void queen, we declare this function. So how we will do that? We will use as this is taking integer values. So as a return type, I have mentioned int. So int place and int position. Okay. Next, what we'll do? We are taking a value int I, and the loop will execute, and this loop, what we will do, for int I equal to 1, I less than position and I plus plus. Then what we will do? We will use a condition, if condition, if AI equal to a position, AI equal to a position. This is inside the if condition. So that means, or we will use or conditions, and this or condition so in this or condition, or we will use another condition here, that is, let's say ABS and here it will be AI minus a position. Now this ABS is what? This ABS is mentioned in the math.h header file inside this ABS. That's why I have used math.h header file. ABS means absolute value. Absolute value. ABS means what? ABS means absolute value. This is the condition. So after that, equal to ABS I minus position, and one by one we will end that. So one, this has been ended, then two, this has been ended, three, this has been ended. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. And after that we will return 0. And here it will be return 1. So the main thing is what? It will go to here. So that means what? K value becomes here. The K value AK equal to AK plus 0, 1. That means 0 plus 1, it becomes 1. So now we have checking that the first column, in the first column, or the we can place the first queen here. Or can we place it? So while conditions, will go to the while condition. In while condition, what we will check in while condition? In the while condition, that AK less than equal to n. Yes, AK is less than equal to n. So that means what? Place the value. So at first, when this place function, we will go there at not place equal to k. That means we didn't able to place it. We are able to place it. And that's why we'll go to what for checking into this function. Now here the position will be what? The position will be 1. So that it will take the position equal to 1. So the first is what? The first queen. Now here at first there is nothing operations as mentioned. So that means what? There is no queen. So we do not have to check the condition because this is the first queen we are placing in the first position. We are placing the what? We are placing the first queen in the first position. Let's say we are dry running this and this is the board present. So it will check that at first there is no queen. There is no queen present at first. So what it will do if there is no queen? So that means this queen will be placed here. So the first queen have already placed. The first queen through this function, it is returning 1. That means what? We have placed the first queen. There is no problem. Then we will check what? Then we will check if AK less than n. We will go to the if condition, this if condition. So 1 is what? 1 is less than n. Yes, 1 is less than n. So inside this, you see, there is the if condition mentioned that if 1 equal to 4, no, because 1 is not equal to 4. That means we didn't, only the first queen is placed. So how can we write the solution? Only the first queen has already placed. So that means this if will not execute. This if will what? This if will not execute here. The else part will be executed here. So in the else part, what it is mentioning? In the else part, the first queen has already been placed. So the else part will execute, and in else part, what it is saying? Play plus plus. So that means now it was first the first queen. Now it will go to the second queen, and again forcefully initialized. You see, it is AK equal to 0. That means in the 0 we are forcefully initialized again. So now we'll check what for the second queen. So for second queen, 2 not equal to 0. Yes, 2 is not equal to 0. So AK equal to AK plus 1. We have already said that forcefully we have again starting because we have to check all the rows, all the columns here. So that means what? It is the column. So the column is forcefully again place it as 0. So 0 plus 1, it is 1. So it will check what? 1 is less than 4. Yes, 1 is less than 4. And place K. So that means what? This function will be called. And here you can see I equal to 1, I less than position. Yes. So that means this condition will be checked. So AI means what? The first queen is placed here now. And position is the second queen which you are taking. This equal to A position. Now A position is what? The first position, because the first position is going. So in the first position, it is already what? The first queen, you can see in the first column, what? The first queen is already placed. So that means it is equal to A position. So that means what? This will not execute. It is not able to execute because already in the first column, the queen is placed. The first queen is placed. So how we can place here the queen? The second queen, how we can place in the first column? It is not possible. So that means we cannot able to place this queen here. So it will return what? It will return 0. So again, this will came here. And now this value will be incremented again. So it will become now what? This is become 1 plus 1. That means 2. So this value will become 2 now. So 2 less than equal to n. Yes. So place K. So we'll go to in this function also. Now you see, when this will be executed, now we can, this will execute. You see, this will doesn't execute here. And this functions or this operations will execute. Now AI is what? AI is 1. So position is what? 2. So the absolute value is what? Absolute value will become 1. And this 2 minus 1, it is what? 1. So that is what? Absolute value 1 equal to absolute value 1. So that means in this position, we also didn't place the queen, because it will return what? This will be equal, and this will return 0. So because it is the same diagonal, so we cannot place the queen here. So this will not execute. Next, we will again come here, and this will be what? It will be 3. So this will become what? This will become 2 plus 1. It is become 3 here now. So 3 is less than, yes, 3 is less than. So place 3 here. So position will be what? Position will be as the 3. So 3, 1 less than equal to 3. Yes, 1 is less than equal to 3. So now this will see that what? In the AI, it is A1. So in the A position, in the third position, what? In the third position, we can able to place the queen, because this will what? This will not execute. This will not execute if conditions AI not equal to A position, or ABS AI minus A position equal to. That means here it will not, it will be not true. So if this not, it is not true, that means return 1. Return 1 means print the queen. This is saying that print the queen. So the queen will be what? The queen will be placed here. The second queen will be placed here. So it is not in the same row, or not in the same column, or not in the same diagonal. So the second queen we will place here. Okay, so same format or the same way. What? But the problem will occur. The problem will occur when we will try to put, when, let's say, when we will try to put it. So 1 minute. So the problem will arise, start here. From here you can see that what happens, the, let's say, this is the chessboard, and the first queen is placed here, and we have get that the second queen can be placed here. Okay, there is no problem. But when we'll go to place the third queen, then the problem started arising. Now in this position you cannot place the queen, because this is in the same column. In this position you also didn't able to place the queen, because this is in the same diagonal. In this position also you cannot place the queen, because it is in the same column. And in this